Around Bay YouTube, it's Charles here, and this is just a periodic check-in I like to do every so often to talk about life outside of nerd culture. If you've been following my channel for a long time, you know that the reason why I have both of these channels, both the Old Nerd Reviews WY and the Chronic Cripple Collector channel, is because collecting and nerd culture is part of the arsenal I used to battle my depression after I got a midlife injury. I've been disabled for 15 years. I'm going to be permanently disabled and in pain for the rest of my life. And at first, it's been 17 years ago when I got that information, it crushed me. And it almost pushed me to make a terrible decision. But through years of therapy, I was able to turn things around and develop ways to successfully battle the depression that came along with my disability. And a big part of that, just to give you the step-by-step of what I did, was first, I have a rule. I dress every day as if I'm going to leave the house, even if I'm not. The only time I wear jogging pants is when I'm working out. And then going to my next rule was work out. And my rule about working out is anything is better than nothing. If I'm pushing the dumbbell around for 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes more than nothing. And with that mindset, I was able to lose about 80 pounds and have been consistently working out for, 6 days a week for over 5 years now. And I've gotten a lot of functional strength and mobility. And I've really expanded my independence I'm going to be able to have, through my 40s and into my 50s. And another part of it was learning that, I had to have something to put my mind to. Something creative, something that got me engaged in something outside of the home. And those two things were collecting and this YouTube channel. I make it a point to put out six videos a week on my Old Nerd Reviews WY channel, and I need to be better about posting to my Chronic Cripple Collector channel, where I post my little workout videos every day. And what collecting did for me was it gave me, first of all, something to look forward to. Because I went from being a person who was very active. I'm a musician, and not only did I work full time, my weekends were spent working music locally. And I walked everywhere, I rode my bike everywhere. And in one instant, in a dumb work accident in a convenience store cooler, my life as I knew it changed permanently and very rapidly. And I was not prepared for that change. And please bear with me, I'm just speaking from the heart here. Well, like I said, that brought on depression on top of that, and I didn't have anything to look forward to. And even something non-important like collecting, people think collecting is about the actual purchase, but for me, it's about the hunt, trying to find that one action figure, that comic book that you want to get into. Trying to find it at the best price, at an affordable price. And then the most important thing about it is the community, locally and even online. Getting on Instagram, Blue Sky, checking out other people's collections, seeing what's coming out, seeing what the newest thing is, and connecting up with great people who a lot of these people have been through the same things you have. And you have people from all walks of life that you get to connect to. And even though some days my pain and immobility keep me right here in this house, I get to see the world through this community of collectors. And I am very, very thankful for that. And so that's why I try to, spread the joy of comic books, of action figures. It's not just about plastic and paper, but it's about connection. And it's about a purpose, even if something as non-important as action figures and comic books. it engages the mind. And, this collecting is really one thing that helped me out physically too, because with depression, I became very sedentary. Since I couldn't do what I want, I decided to do anything. And I got up to 400 pounds. And via collecting and my wrestling fandom, I started consuming content from professional wrestlers on Instagram, and a lot of their posts were about the gym because they are athletic entertainers. And seeing all that gym content, it was like, I could get stronger. I could do more. I may not be able to stand or walk, but that doesn't mean I can't lift a dumbbell. That doesn't mean I can't engage my core. And I went from being a sedentary 400 pounder, dropping 80 pounds, and now I work out. I do dumbbells at least an hour a day, and I do a stationary bike at least an hour a day. And I reversed diabetes, and that all stemmed from reaching out and connection. And, the most important thing outside of that for me at this channel is honesty. You'll notice occasionally I have pill bottles in the background because I'm 47 years old. I'm on heart medication. I'm on antidepressants. I have all kinds of pills that keep me going, and that's nothing to be ashamed about. And the side effect of those pills is I'm missing teeth, so I don't hide them. I have people that get on camera, and I know one creator who is a lovely person who, they have to have their, teeth looking right on camera. And it's like, I want to show that you don't have to be pretty. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be able-bodied to connect, find peace, joy, and solace in the world of collecting. And I just want to say that no matter who you are, where you are, what condition you're in, I damn love you. You deserve the best. And I'm thankful that you came across this video. And I hope to connect up with you and be an encouragement and receive encouragement from your remarkable story. Because all of our stories are remarkable. So that's about it. I'm going to get back to working out. I'm in between my dumbbells and my exercise bike, and I'm hurting a little bit. I might not make my 60 this week. But even if I make 5 minutes, that's more than 0. So you guys be easy. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy the content, you want to contribute to it, I'll have the QR code on the screen, and I'll put my Buy Me a Coffee link in the description below. Harambe, and I love you guys. I'm out.